Hi, how you doing? My name is Steve Houston, and you've been on this channel before. You know that on this channel we talk about mortgage section, final expense, compensation, products, and all the IMOs and all the nonsense that's in this industry. And we try to discuss the facts. We present the documentation because third-party documentation beats any conversation you're going to have. Get it in writing, and then we let you decide where is the best place for you to be. This video I've been wanting to do for quite some time. And the reason why is that I was having a conversation, as I do all during the week, probably 30, 40, 50 conversations a week about people that are looking for a home. Either looking for a home to go to, or they're looking to make a move from the current IMO that they're at and just checking out things and wanting to get my opinion, which I am very graciously willing to do, and certainly full of gratitude and grateful that people out there are actually taking to what I have to say as being a part of their decision. So I thank you for that, and I thank you for being a YouTube subscriber. And before I get to the end of the video, you can go ahead and press the subscribe button or hit that bell down below. Do both, actually, and you'll get instant notifications of live streams that I'm doing on the road. It's called Day in the Life of a Mortgage Section Agent, where I just talk about rambling thoughts when I'm on the way to appointment, because I'm still out there producing every single day. Been doing it for many, many, many years. All right, so the reason why is that they called me, wanted some advice, and I went over those 10 things, right, that we always talk about, which is on my board right here, right, which is 10 things you should know before you sign. There's a video out there on my YouTube channel that you can go watch, but it's back office, training, leads, promotion, which is a contract plan, or your contract rate, which is not necessarily a commission rate, but it's what everybody talks about. You get hired in at a contract rate, right? And it varies based on the products. As long as you're selling your IMO's core products, which in this business usually is non-med, the contract rate should be equal to the same as your commission rate in most cases. Now that can be 30, 40, 50, 60, 70% contract rate, whatever it is. But anyway, they all have individual carriers, and all individual carriers have commission rates for your IMO, and you can get those if you want. But the next thing is support. Number 5, tech services. Number 6, home office, onboarding, contracting, diverse products and knowledges and bonuses. And the last thing would be a profit sharing program, right? Which is something you want to certainly check out and participate in if you can. Right, so anyway, so they went back with those 10 things, and the only thing this particular recruiter, which we don't have to go down that road either. You know how I feel about recruiters and network marketing type IMOs, and you may share that opinion, you may not, and that's fine. But the only thing they came back was their leads are more expensive than ours. And buddy, let me just tell you something. If all those things, there's 11 things on that board, if the only thing you can come back to is their leads are more expensive, you can come at me, sit down face to face all day long, and you better pack a lunch, because I'm going to tell you right now that is maybe is a consideration, but it's not the only consideration, especially when you're giving a lifetime of earnings. So here's the reality. It only applies. I hope you can see this, because the lighting in here is terrible. I'm still working on it. Any of you out there do videos with whiteboards, this glare stuff here, I don't know if we're ever going to get it solved. I'm going to start doing them outside, I think. But apologize for that. I'm doing the best I can to try to get the lighting correct where the board shows without the glare. So let's get started. That argument only applies to the fresh A leads of any IMO, right? Because generally speaking, again, some IMOs are different. They all have different levels of leads. Once you get past the fresh A leads, they're all about the same, right? This IMO we're talking about, I think they're B leads, or they call them, I think they call them 5A leads, or whatever they are, and then they go 4, 3, 2, 1, 50 cents. Look, here's the reality. These IMOs sell the lead over and over again to recover the cost of generating that lead in the event that no one sells it a product, because at the end of the day, the leads cost $80 to $100 to generate in most major metropolitan areas. So the only way they can recover their costs is to sell that lead enough times till somebody sells that consumer a product, which is life insurance, final expense, whatever it is, right? So the more you sell that lead, the more chance you have to recover it. Once it's sold, it should be removed from the system. Now, we've already talked about that. There are some out there that don't do that. They don't. There's a recycling, repurposing, and refreshing of leads, or whatever it is, right? So, but generally, the A lead should be removed. The fresh lead should be removed once it's sold a product. Actually, any time it's sold a product, it should be removed. My point is that it only applies to the A lead because everybody else, pretty much within 50 cents of their older leads, are about the same, right? So And you can buy those leads from your IMO. There's other lead generation houses out there that'll sell it. On average, once it goes to a B lead or a 5 or a 6, whatever they call their leads, it's about $6, right? And then it goes down from there to a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In our case, it goes 6 and then 2, and that's it, right? Because there's no game playing in the lead department. You can take that for what it's worth. But the reality of it is that they're about even. So we're going to compare, for the purposes of this video, fresh A leads to their fresh A leads or other IMOs, right? So, but before we get started, I was grappling with this information, so I'm working the numbers, and I go, I don't know how to express this in simple terms. I like things that are visual, and Angela likes things, Angela can think in her brain. So she did a short video while we're standing in Camping World. It compares the lead cost to toilet paper. So you got to watch that. So here we go.
Okay, I'm going to do this really fast because we're standing in a store, okay? So here's the analogy for companies that say, well, your leads over there are more expensive than this particular company. And so here's the analogy with toilet paper. You ready? This one roll of toilet paper is 97 cents, okay? This 4-pack of toilet paper is $2.55. So here is the analogy. On its face value today, this may seem like it's cheaper, right? Because it's 97 cents versus $2.55. But if you really analyze it, this is a terrible deal because over time, you're actually going to lose money if you buy this, what appears to be a less expensive product, right? So it may be a couple cents less out of your pocket today, but tomorrow you're going to have to buy another one, and now you're already out of profit mode. So that's the comparison between an expensive lead and a cheap lead.
All right, so let's take a look at how this argument really stands up, okay? So we're going to compare two IMOs that I know. Not going to spend any names, but generally speaking, again, it's $21.50 for a lead, fresh lead, to $41 for an A lead, right? Mano a mano, company against company, that's what it is, which is about what? $14.50. So about $14.50 for the purpose of the video. I'm going to do it this way: $14.50 higher there, and that's their argument. $21.50 versus $41. You're paying $14.50 more for that lead, right? So, but here's the deal, right? Going back to Angela's analogy with the toilet paper, it may look like this lead and that lead, 101, this lead's cheaper than that lead, but when you play this out in terms of what you're giving up, it makes a big difference. So let's start with, let's start. You're giving up, here's the reality. You're giving up any chance to move past 80% to go to the 100 to 110% forever unless you're recruiting. And I don't want to put the recruiting in the mix here because most top performers, at least initially, don't have any interest in building a team, and that's fine. You should have two paths, as it says. One is you should get paid what you're worth, right? We've already had this argument, right? And two, if you want to build an agency, you should build an agency, and that volume can go towards your promotion. However, we all know we can't motivate people, right? They have to motivate themselves. We can motivate them, but there's only so much we can do. But having our income tied to their motivation is never a good thing. So let's look at the 60% contract rate versus 70% contract rate first, right? So I've always talked about a program called 10-6-3. 10-6-3, which means set 10 appointments, sit with 6 families, write 3 applications. And we're going to use those numbers for this example, right? I consider 10-6-3 really part-time effort, right, or part-timers, which, you know, we have a lot of part-timers in this business. So let's break this down and see how much cheaper those leads really are, understanding the fact that you're giving up long-term income to be able to go past the 80%, right, forever, unless you decide to recruit, and unless that team actually hits certain performance requirements. Doesn't make any difference how many people you have on your team if they're not producing, right, or you're not building an agency, right? Let's start out with the 60%, right? So let's just say we did this program here, 10-6-3. We did 3 sales, right? At 3 sales at 60% contract rate or commission rate. For the purpose of the video, let's just assume we're getting paid 60% commission, right? And so 3 sales at 60%, on the average sale in the industry, we're going to take all averages here so we can keep it realistic and understand it and without making it too complicated. 3 sales at 60%, the average sale being $1,080 in the industry, your commission would be $648, right? Okay? So if you made 3 of those, how much is that? $1,944. Okay? Now, we have lead cost. Understand, we're going at 60%, which means that remember, they said their leads were cheaper, so we're going to take their lead cost. We had to buy, let's just say we had to buy 10 leads. Now, I'm just going to say, for full disclosure here, if you bought 10 e-leads, you're never going to set 10 appointments. Just not going to happen, right? You might need 15 or 20 because you're not going to get them on the phone. Some are not going to be interested. Some will can't, whatever. So, but we're going to, again, keeping it simple, we're going to assume that we bought 10 A-leads to set 10 appointments to see 6 families to make 3 sales, right? So 10 leads, excuse me, at their rate is $412. $412.50, right? So now, what is your net income after lead costs? Well, it's $1,500, and I'm going to do it this way because we already know the outcome. At least I do anyway. $1,531.50, right? Okay, right? So now, let's go back to 3 sales at 70%, because comparing the 2 companies, this is where you're going to start, right? You're going to start at either 60 or 70%, which is going to determine how much these leads are to you at the contract rate. Again, just so you understand, both these companies, they're equal in this respect. Both these companies, their leads start out low and they go high. So so let's just say they go all the way to $49 between the 2 companies, whatever it is, right? So as you move up as you get promoted, let's just say you go from 60 to 70 to 75 to 80, the A-leads are getting more expensive, right? That's how it works. The idea behind that is it allows the new agents to cash flow their business. You're making more money, you can afford to spend more money for leads, thereby reimbursing the company for their costs. They're co-opting the leads, basically, right? And so that's why that works that way. So the more you make, the more you're going to spend on buying leads, so that the new agent can cash flow their business and not go broke buying leads. That's the idea, right? So anyway, getting back over here. So 3 sales at 70% is, again, assuming the same thing, the average sale being $1,000.80 would be $756, and it would be $2,260 in commission. Your lead cost now on this one is going to be $615, and your net is going to be what? $1,653, right? And that means you're going to make $122 more at 70%, even with paying $14.50 extra for the lead. You're going to still make $122 more commission. Everything being equal, 60. We're going to make 3 sales at 60, 3 sales at 70. We're going to spend more money for the leads, but we're going to make more money. There goes Angela's toilet paper example. All right. But here's the deal. It gets worse, right? This is their argument. Okay. Let's go back to the big deal, which is the 80%. Hope you can see this. Income cap for life. Understand, the reason why I say it's for life is you can recruit people all day long, but unless they do something, it's not going to make any difference. You don't get promoted up the comp plan by recruiting. You get promoted up the comp plan by recruiting people that do something. So potentially, it could be a lifetime cap on your income. So let's take it to the next level. We're going to do the same thing again, right? We're going to do 3 sales. 3 sales at 80%, because again, with this particular company we're talking about, you can go from 60 to 80. That's it, unless you're recruiting. So let's assume you get stuck at the 80%. right? And the only reason why they do that, folks, is so that they can push the money upline, right? Keeps you down, makes more money move up to the upline. Let's just say three, so that's $864. Okay? So 3 at $864 is $25.92. Your lead cost is what? Your lead cost, again, same thing, $412.50. Right? Now, what's your net? Net is going to be $21.79. Is that right? $21.79 after lead costs. Again, our lead costs are the same because we've still bought 10 leads to make those 3 sales to 80% contract rate, right? So now let's go the other route. Let's go 3 sales at same thing. We're going to do this one at let's say 90%. Make it easy, because now we've got promoted past 90% because I'm not required to recruit. I'm getting paid when I'm worked based on my production. So at this level, we're going to be at 972, which equals 2916. Lead cost would be same thing, $615 because we still bought the same amount of leads. We bought 10 leads, made 3 sales, but we've been promoted to the comp plan to 90%. Our net cost is now going to be 2301. 2301, and we're going to be up, same price, same. Excuse me there for a minute. So you're going to be up $122, right? Okay. So let's take it to the next level. Let's say that we still again 1063, 5 sales at 80%. Because we're now at the lifetime income cap, right? 5 sales at 80% is going to be 4320. 4320. Okay. Our lead cost is the same. Well, let me change that because I don't want anybody to get confused. Okay. It's going to be 5 sales at 864, which equals 43. I just said it. 4320. I did it again. Our lead cost is going to be same thing, 412.50. What is our net? Our net income is after lead cost is going to be 3907. Right? 3907. Right? Yeah. Okay. So 5 sales at 100%. 5 sales at, no, let's stay on 90% for now. Only a 10% difference, but as you make more sales, this whole total paper thing gets going back to Angela's video, it gets exponentially different. So 5 sales at 90%, 4860. Again, 972 equals 4860 because we now made 5 sales, not 3. So that's going to be lead cost is the same thing, right? So 615. My net is 4245. 4245, which again, now watch this. That's going to be 4245 minus 3907 is 337.50 cents. Okay? Let's take it one more time. That was now 5 sales. My paint is going dry here. At 80% equals, well, I'll just copy it. Same thing. So it's 80%, 864 equals 4220. Our lead cost is $120.50. Our net is 3907. Same thing as here because we haven't moved up in the contract rate. However, we've now been promoted again to 100% with our other company, the company that allows us to move up the comp plan and get paid what we're worth regardless of our recruiting efforts. So 5 sales at 100%, and I have people that have done this on our team in 60 days or less. Because again, you only have to do a certain level of production for 2 months, not 3. Going back to my 10 reasons, 10 things you ought to consider before moving to IMOs. Some of them have a 3-month. You have to do the same production for 3 months before they promote you. Again, for the same reason. So 5 sales, 100%. The sale is still worth the same amount of money, $972. But we're now going to make. No, sorry, it's not worth. So it's 100%. So now it's 1,080. You can tell that math was not my favorite subject. So 1,080. Okay, so now it's going to be 5 sales at that's going to be $5,400. Okay, my lead cost is same thing, $615. My net, we're almost done, but this is a big deal, right? Our lead cost is $615. $5,400 is our cost. That means it's $46.65 is our net, right? Guess what? I'm going to do this one in green because it's getting serious money now. We're going to go up here. We're going to be at 46 minus 758. Okay? Now we've just made $758 for spending $14.50 more money on the leads, right? So how does this compare with their rebuttal? Okay? That we charge more for our, or this other IMO charges more for their leads, right? Let's do it one more time. So let's just say we did 7 sales at both companies. So all things being equal, and I'm losing my ink here, all things being equal, I hope you can see this, 7 sales at 80% is now going to be what? 7 sales at 80% is going to be 6,048. Well, first of all, it's going to pay you the same amount of money. Okay, apologize. Hang on one second. At 8%, so it's going to be 864, and that's going to be 7 times $864 would be $6,048. Hopefully my math's right here. $6,048, and you're going to have the lead cost of $412.50. My net is going to be my net after lead cost will be $5,635.50. Right? Okay. So let's go one more time. 7 sales at 100%. $100% commission will be $1,048, which will equal out to be $7,060. My lead cost, same thing. Let's just assume same thing. Let's just say, well, let's not do that. Let's be fair. Although I didn't raise their lead costs, I kept it the same, which is $2,150. At 80%, you're going to be paying somewhere around $32 to $33, right? So let's just leave it the same. So $7,560. Lead cost is $615. Okay. I'm going to have to figure that out. So lead cost is $615. Right, so 7,560. Some of you guys have already figured that out. $6,945. $6,945. $6,945. Now, $6,945 minus 5,600. I'm taking my brain here, so I can't do it in my head. Would be $1,309.50. Now, even if I raise the cost of these leads up to what it would be $735. Now, I understand I didn't do that here, so it's not really a fair comparison. But even if I charge, I assume that I'm paying top dollar for these leads because of my contract rate went up. My net cost then is going to be $68.10, and I'm still going to be making $1,173 more than I'd be making here. Right, so essentially, I'm going to make $6,800 here, $53. I'm still $1,173 to the gain, right? Even though I paid top dollar for my leads at this other IMO. So what does that tell you? It means the whole income cap of 80% hold you there forever. Again, you and I both don't know, and never really will know, if we can hire or recruit people that will ever do anything. So you have to assume the hope for the best, assume for the worst. And even if you did that, I still think it's bad business to not pay you for what you're worth. If you're producing $30,000 a month in premium every month that you're on my IMO, you should be at 110% contract rate, period, regardless of what your team's doing. And if you're doing $20,000, you should be at the $100,000 contract rate. So it doesn't really make any difference if your team is doing something or not. The reality of it is it's a fair comp plan to pay you what you're worth, exclusive of your agency recruiting efforts, right? So, but here you're giving up again long-term income capped at 80%, never ever able to get that stuff back. So I wanted to pencil it out for you because, quite honestly, I thought it was. I actually broke out laughing. The more I think about it, the more I continue to laugh. This is only on a 10.63, right? If you were doing it full time, all these numbers dramatically change, right? I mean, I'm looking to set. Angela and I try to set 15 appointments a week. We're running 5, 6, 7, 8 appointments each, right? And so we're trying to put up 5 to 10 sales. So these numbers dramatically change the more, and that's the whole point of the video. If you take the minimums here, which is 3 sales, you're still up only $122. But when you start getting down to doing 7, 8, 9, 10 sales a month, look at the amount of income. It could be several $1,000s a month you're giving up because it's lifetime income cap, right? So anyway, I hope that was a good video. Remember, in closing, I have one thing to say to that recruiter out there that just threw it out to try to distract a brand new agent who didn't know better. And I'm sure that they use that quite often. And I'm sure that it takes out some great agents that are entering this business thinking that, oh yeah, you're right, $15 more per lead, that's a lot, I'll sign up with you. And here's my response. You can't fix stupid. Not the agent, but the recruiter, because that means that that recruiter is counting on you and I not factoring out what really is important. And that may be the case on 1 sale, but it ain't the case on 10 or 15 or 20. And it means I'm going to sign with you to have a cheaper lead to start with, only when I'm buying fresh A-leads. And my last comment to make on that is I recommend new agents never start out with A-leads, right? You should be looking the older leads, the 5, 4, 3, or BC, whatever your IMO calls them, first. And that first 4 to 6 weeks is your learning period. Hone your skills. Get very good at booking appointments, using a phone script. Find a system, folks. I get emails all day long with people saying, I'm working on a phone script, I'm writing it out, I'm going all over the internet trying to find phone scripts. Find a system that works, that is proven to work, meaning that somebody's actually using that script and you know they're successful. Look, anybody can do videos, okay? And that doesn't mean they're necessarily successful in production, right? So check it out, okay? The one we teach our agents, is the one I use. And I've used it for years. Same goes with in-home presentation. Okay, look, let me just finish this off by saying you have to get good at a few things in this business. Getting leads, booking appointments by using a script, and then following a system in the home for your presentation, and then closing your sales and writing applications. If you get good at closing in the home and booking appointments, you can make a tremendous amount of money. It really is the best part-time business, I believe, in the country right now, where you can make 6 figures working a couple days a week and have work-life balance. And you're not doing that, and you're not with somebody you think you can do that. Look, everybody wants to call themselves a coach and mentor. I use those words very loosely around my office, right? All I can say is I believe in this business you should be coached and mentored by somebody that you know is putting their name on an application, and they're successfully doing it each and every single week. That's why I stay in the field, because I believe you have to lead by the front and lead by doing, right? This is not a do-as-I-say business. This is a do-as-I-do business. Get out there and do it yourself every week. Earn the respect of your agents, and then coach people if they ask for the coaching, right? I only want to coach people that have asked for my coaching. But, again, I stay in the field. I stay current. I've been doing it for a long, long, long time. And look, here's the bottom line. For those of you who don't want to recruit or are thinking about recruiting, the pushback on all this is that the greatest amount of income you're ever going to make is on your own sales, not overrides or all that other stuff, right? So go out there, be successful as an agent yourself, and then hopefully you're with an IMO that has a system in place that will teach IMO and agency, because I think both are important. And if you don't know that, go watch my video called Know Before You Sign, because there's an IMO and there's also more hands-on training that comes from the agency, as long as they're actually doing it and can provide that hands-on training and not just talking about it, but they're actually doing it. So anyway, I hope this video was helpful. I'm going to continue to put out videos like this, the more nonsense that I hear out in the field, to hope to kind of send out some, some just common sense. Because it's a phenomenal industry. You should be involved. We need you, no matter where you're at or whose team you're on or what IMO you sign up for. There's a tremendous amount of profit in this industry, which you can again have a great work-life balance. It is the only trillion-dollar industry on the planet. So again, I thank you for being part of the YouTube channel. Please make comments, thumbs up, thumbs down, hit the subscribe button, mash the bell, be part of the community. I'm looking forward to doing some really good training stuff on how to actually sell these products. Have Angela, doing some real role playing on the phone script. We're going to set up a Patreon channel, so you can come over and do that and be part of that. I'm looking forward to that. So we're hoping to get better at what we're doing here because of all the kind words that we get from all of you that are watching these videos that have said that they're valuable and that you really connect with our way of teaching. And I hope that works. And that's all we're looking at is to hope other people just see it in this business. Whether or not we work together is not relevant. All right, you can tell by the views down there that we have a lot of people watching the views, a lot of people giving thumbs up, and our agency is not that big. So obviously we're having an impact, and we're grateful and honored and humbled. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.